go gavel. Like to call the meeting of the Wayne County Commission to order. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Present.
Commissioner Basham,
Here.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Here.
Commissioner Dodd,
Here.
Commissioner Hodges,
Present.
Commissioner Killeen,
Here.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Present.
Commissioner Knizik,
Here.
Commissioner Morecki,
Here.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Here.
Commissioner Scott,
Present.
Commissioner Varga,
Present.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Present.
Vice Chair Palomera,
I am here in Longboat Key, Florida, located in Sarasota County.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. So let me state that now. Each commissioner is acknowledging that they are attending the meeting via Zoom and that they are located in Wayne County, Michigan, unless otherwise stated when I call your name. Thanks, Commissioner. Chair Bell,
Here.
you have a quorum present.
Thank you so much. Next item, please.
Invocation.
Invocation by Vice Chair Palomera, who's in sunny Florida. Vice Chair Palomera.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I consider myself very fortunate to be asked to give the opening prayer today on the Detroit Tigers opening day. I'm also pretty sure that there's others who find it more appropriate that I've been asked to give the invocation on this April 1st Fool's Day as well. So let us pray. Dear God, Almighty Lord of heaven and earth, thank you for this opportunity to come together and work together in this safe and unique way. We ask for your inspiration and insights. We ask for your direction and guidance. We ask for your peace and harmony and wisdom. May we accomplish great things this day, and may we display an attitude of cooperation and productivity and respect in doing so. In your awesome name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Vice Chair, for that inspirational prayer. We appreciate that. Thank you. Next item, please.
Reading, correcting, and approval of the journal.
Vice Chair Palomera. Or Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun.
Move for approval.
Is there support?
Support.
Morecki.
It's been moved and supported. Are there any corrections to the journal? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain?
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Report from the chair.
Thank you. I'll be brief. Just a couple of comments. One, our next full board meeting is on Tuesday, April 13th. That is our equalization meeting, and by state law, it is to be on a Tuesday. So April 13th, Tuesday, will be our next full board meeting. Because that's the week that we would normally have our Thursday meeting, on April 15th, which is that Thursday, I'm going to call a committee of the whole. So please mark your calendars. Of course, an agenda will be forthcoming. If you have ideas that you'd like to share about spending our Recovery Act dollars, please bring those ideas to this meeting, because we'll have a presentation from the administration on their plans, and they're taking suggestions and ideas from us as well. And again, that'll be on the 15th, which is a Thursday at the COW, and our full board on the 13th, which is a Tuesday. Also, if you have a lady that you would like to recommend to the Women's Commission, please send that recommendation, or your appointment rather, to Pam by next week, Wednesday. And I think it would be a nice touch, because this is your appointment from you in your commission district. If you wrote a nice little letter to that lady saying that you would like to appoint them, I think that'd be a nice added touch for them. And then all of the names will be on an upcoming full board meeting for approval by the entire body. That's all that I have. Next item.
We're moving to page 2 of the agenda. Unfinished business. There's one item listed, a public hearing on Enrolled Emergency Ordinance number 2021-155 to authorize the declaration of a local state of emergency or state of disaster to protect or mitigate a threat to personal health or safety of the public or public body if a public meeting were to be held in person in Wayne County, to empower the.
Okay, as you all know, we voted on this at our last full board meeting. This is the public hearing to get any public comments on this item. So I'd entertain a motion to open up a public hearing.
Motion to open up for public meeting.
Support.
Okay, there's been a motion to open up a public hearing on this item. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? Okay, Octave, if you can unmute the lines in case there is someone on the phone or on Zoom who would like to give public comments on this item. You'll have 2 minutes. Anyone who would like to give public comments on the ordinance that we passed to extend virtual meetings? Anyone wishing to give public comments? One last time, anyone wishing for public comments on this item? Hearing none, of the motion to close public comments.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported to close public comments or the public hearing. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? I think Commissioner Anderson, do you have a?
I had a question about, I guess, whether or not by us approving it already, and now we're having the public hearing, if our commission counsel would have a statement on that, or would she have a comment of whether or not we're doing that in a reverse order?
And we're doing this upon Commission Council advisement, but Felicia, if you'd like to say something further.
Through the chair to this honorable body. So as you know, last week, the last meeting, this body approved an emergency ordinance. The process for approval of an emergency ordinance is different from that of a regular ordinance because it was done in an emergency fashion. An opportunity for a public notice was not given at that time, so it has been published in the paper. This is the opportunity for the public to weigh in on it and for this body to consider any comments with regards to whether it needs to take any additional action. So this is giving public the proper notice that's necessary under the law, and it was upon my advisement as Chair Bell indicated.
Okay, just wanted to, I think it would be beneficial for anyone observing to know that that was the case, because it's usually in the reverse order. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Dobb.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I had a question regarding the date of the order. So our resolution extended it to the end of June, and I believe the health department ordered it through the end of May. So I just wanted some clarification on how that works.
Go ahead, Felicia.
Through the chair to this honorable body, Felicia Johnson, Commission Counsel. So Commissioner, state law provides several options for a local body to resume virtual meetings after March 31st. This body invoked one option when it adopted the ordinance and resolution at the last meeting. Another option available under the state statute is a public health order. These are independent actions of each other. So at this present time, there are two actions that allow for virtual meetings. Because they're independent, they do not conflict with each other. As long as one or more are in effect, this body is properly allowed to continue virtual meetings. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, so are we allowed to meet through the end of June, or do we have to come back in person as of June 1st?
So as I indicated, because the actions are independent of each other and because both are actually allowed and permissible under state law, the amended Open Meetings Act, we do not, as long as one is in effect. So when one expire. So when the public health orders expire in May, because you have another valid independent action that extends it out to June, you can continue to meet till June.
Okay, all right, great, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And these are up to, of course, based upon the infection rate and positivity rate and the state that we're in as the days and months go by. I saw, I think, Commissioner Baker McCormick. No? Okay, Commissioner Benoit.
No,
are you
no,
ready?
I didn't have a question.
Okay, Commissioner Benoit. Did I see Commissioner Benoit's hand?
No, Madam Chair, no. I was just,
Okay. All right, any other comments, questions on this item? And I do believe we were in the middle of a vote, Madam Clerk. I think we'll be closing the public hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll just go back and say, all in favor of closing the public hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone wish to vote no on closing the public hearing? Anyone wish to abstain? Okay. Public hearing. Madam Clerk?
We are moving to offering of all petitions, ordinances, resolutions, and presentations. There are 3 items listed on the agenda and 1 on the addenda. Item number 1 is a resolution by Commissioner Kinlock and co-sponsored by Commissioners Anderson, Basham, Beydoun, Bell, Clark, Coleman, Daub, Hattis, Knizik, Kalim, Marecki, Baker McCormick, Palomera, Scott, and Varga, condemning hate crimes, hateful rhetoric, and hateful acts against Asian Americans.
Commissioner Kinlock.
Madam Chair, I would like to thank each of the commissioners.
Okay.
I'm sorry, hold on, Commissioner. If Octavia can mute everyone, please. Okay, go ahead, Commissioner.
Yes, I would like to thank all of the commissioners for joining in on this resolution. As we have all been aware of the violence that has specifically occurred against Asians in Atlanta, but also across the country. And from published news reports, as well as other information that has been widely shared about the increase in violence that has been made and harassments against Asian Americans. This is something that goes against the fabric of this country. This is something that we all need to rally around in support of our Asian brothers and sisters. And I am actually honored that this commission has taken this action today, and it was absolutely well received when asked among the commissioners to join in this support of this resolution. So with that, Madam Chair, that concludes my statement.
Yeah, would you like to move it for approval?
Yes, I move adoption.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported. What's on our screen is not what Commissioner Kinlock spoke to. It's been moved and supported. Discussion. I think I saw Commissioner Beydoun's hand.
Yeah, Madam Chair, allow me please to make a few remarks on this resolution, and thank you, Commissioner Kinlock. You know, as a son of immigrants and as a naturalized citizens of the United States, I'd like to make these comments. You know, the rise of xenophobic and anti-Asian rhetoric and violent actions that have been taking place in our country are unacceptable, and they must be rejected by everyone. Like all Americans, Asian Americans contributed tremendously to our county, state, and our nation. During this pandemic, for example, thousands of Asian Americans have been on the front lines fighting this ongoing deadly pandemic. We must rise and stand against this bigotry, and at the same time, take this as an opportunity to strengthen our communities as brothers and sisters in humanity. We are stronger together, and we must acknowledge that any hate and bigotry has no place in our county and our great nation. As a proud Arab American who has witnessed hate and bigotry being directed at Arab Americans in the wake of the 9/11 tragedy, I know firsthand what it feels like to be subjected to these xenophobic assaults on immigrants. We must also remember that words do matter and they have consequences, especially if they are spoken by elected officials. America is a country of immigrants, and we all belong here, regardless where we came from. Our Constitution starts with these words: we, the people of the United States, meaning all of us, regardless of our race, color, or religion. We are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Vice Chair Pro Tem. That was very well stated. I appreciate those words. Any other comments from commissioners or discussion on this resolution? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, and we'll just take a voice of call vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? Okay,
Motion
Thank you.
carries.
thank you so much, Commissioner Kinlock. Next item.
Thank you.
Item number 2 is a presentation by the Wayne County Commission Youth Council on its resolution requesting that educational institutions provide more mental health resources to promote mental awareness, including to allow group therapy and peer counseling sessions, to dedicate specific days to educate the community about mental health issues, and to inform the community about resourceful and strategic methods to manage one's mental health and to help students cope with mental illnesses.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy that, at least for many schools in our area, this is spring break. So this meeting during the school spring break allows for our youth council members to be in attendance today at our meeting. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Baker McCormick for an introduction of this ordinance and any youth council members who may be on the line. Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to thank you for your support in this newly formed Wayne County Commission Youth Council, and all of the commissioners that supported this resolution last year and appointed youth members. I think we all know how important it is to reach back and help our young people develop. And so that's what this youth commission is all about. I also want to thank my staff, Tama Smith, who worked directly with coordinating the meetings, the applications, and just working with the youth council members. She did an excellent job. And as well as our commission council, Felicia Johnson, Pam, Joe, Chris, Jim, they all joined in helping with the youth. They even attended most of the meetings. Felicia helped them in drafting, and Pam and Chris had helped with drafting this resolution. It took an effort of all of us working together to get this far, and I think the students are doing a great job. Also, I want to thank Commissioner Varga and also Jewel Ware. She was very instrumental in helping me as my mentor. She will be dearly missed, and she would be proud of the students. We have some really intelligent young men and women that represent a facet of races throughout our Wayne County, And I believe that our future is bright because of these young people. They are the next leaders of government, of nonprofits, and they're going to do a wonderful job in the future. And I want to start by introducing Gabrielle Langston. She's going to come on and say a few words about herself, but she is a student at Cass Technical High School. She has a 3.9 GPA, and she is the current and the inaugural president of the Wayne County Commission Youth Council. And I am so proud of the work that she did all year long and learning. This is a learning process for all of the youth members, but she did an excellent job, as well as the executive board that is also here today. So I want to introduce to you, and she's going to come on and say a few words. Gabrielle Langston, Madam President, go right ahead.
Make sure she's unmuted.
Are you there?
Excuse me, President Langston said that she has been kicked out of the meeting. She asked to be let back in.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She should be in now.
Okay.
Hi, can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Go right ahead.
Okay, well, good morning to all of our Wayne County commissioners and to my fellow Wayne County youth members. I'm beyond honored to be able to finally meet all of our commissioners and just to attend your meeting. I would first like to introduce myself to everyone. My name is Gabrielle Langston, and I'm the current president of the Wayne County Commission Youth Council. And it has been such an honor to serve alongside all of my fellow members. My commissioner is Commissioner Marecki, and I've had the privilege to have an amazing commissioner for my district. I also would like to thank Commissioner Marecki for appointing me to the Wayne County Commission. But in regards to myself, I'm currently in the 11th grade and I attend Cass Technical High School in downtown Detroit. My future goal is to attend the prestigious college Spelman, later becoming a pediatric surgeon as the chief surgeon in a well-known hospital. I will now like to thank all of our commissioners for reaching back and mentoring all of the youth council members, as well as myself. I also want to give a huge thank you to Chair Alicia Bell and Commissioner MBM. But now it's time for all of our Wayne County Commission Youth Council to introduce themselves by stating their name, grade, their school, their commissioner, and their future goal. I now would like to start off with Kendall Spivey.
Is Kendall on?
Does she need to be unmuted?
Okay, if we don't hear, you can just move to the next member, Gabrielle.
Okay, our next member is Kirthana.
Hi everyone, my name is Kirthana and I'm currently a junior at Northwell High School. The person who commissioned me to the council is Commissioner Terry Marecki, and thank you so much for doing that. And my future goals are to be a cardiac surgeon at a well-known hospital.
Thank you, Kirthana. I now would like to move to Javon if he's here.
In Virginia Beach, I'm sure there were things that you learned and studied about.
My name is Javon Simmons. I'm a senior at Communication Media Arts High School. My commissioner is Martha G. Scott, and my future goal is to be a lawyer.
Thank you. Now I'd like to move to De'Ara.
Good morning. My name is De'Ara Searles. I'm in 10th grade at Cass Technical High School. My commissioner is the late Jewel Ware, and I want to be a chemical engineer.
Thank you. Now I'd like to move to Alexa.
Hi, my name is Alexa Sala. I'm a junior at Dearborn High School. My commissioner is Sam Bejun, and I would like to thank him for appointing me to this council. My future goals is to hopefully someday be a politician myself or a lawyer, but more a politician.
Thank you, Alexa. I would now like to move to Ajaya.
Hello, my name is Ajaya Rahman. I am a senior at Renaissance High School. My commissioner is Irma Clark Coleman. I would like to attend Howard University, and my future goal is to be a clinical psychologist.
Thank you, Vice President. I now would like to move to Taylin.
Hello, my name is Taylor Hodges. I am a senior at Michigan Connection Academy. My commissioner is Alicia Bell. Thank you for appointing me. And my future goals are to be an environmental scientist, specifically studying zoology, as well as an author.
Thank you, Taylor. I now would like to move to Lakendra.
I don't see that we have Lakendra on the line.
Okay, thank you. Well, if she's not here, I would like to move to Cordell.
I don't see that we have a Cordell on the line either.
Okay, thank you. The next one is Morgan.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Morgan Porter. I am an 11th grader at Renaissance High School. I want to thank Commissioner Baker McCormick for appointing me to this position. And my future goal is to be a pediatric neurologist. Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan. I now would like to move to Jaden.
My name is Jaden Walton. I am an 11th grader at Renaissance High School. My commissioner is Jonathan Kinlock, and my future goal is to be a clinical psychologist.
Thank you, Jaden. I now would like to move to Jana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jenna. I'm an 11th grader at Dearborn High School. I'd first like to thank Commissioner Baydoun for appointing me to the City Council and giving me this opportunity. I'm in the Wayne County District, and my future plans are to go into law school and to major in constitutional law. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenna. And last, I would like to call on Brendan.
We don't have a Brendan on the call either.
Okay, thank you. So thank you to all of my fellow youth council members. I would now like to thank everyone on the Wayne County Commission for just appointing us, because it has been such an honor to serve with all of my fellow members. And now I would like to also thank my Wayne County Commission Youth Council for all who took their time to work on our resolution. And lastly, thank you to Morgan Porter for coming up with an amazing logo for WCCYC. I now would like to introduce you all Jana, who will now be reading off our resolution.
One second, I'm sorry.
Hey, it was 38.
Is it gonna show on the screen? I'm sorry.
Just one moment.
Okay, thank you. Wayne County Commission Youth Council resolution sponsored by Ajaya, Jana, and Kirthana. Whereas according to the Center for Disease Control, an estimated 50% of Americans are diagnosed with a mental illness or a disorder at some point in their lifetime. And whereas mental illnesses are health conditions involving changes to one's emotional, physical, and mental well-being, and can take many forms, including, but not limited to, depression, anxiety, social withdrawal, loss of interest, feelings of hopelessness, guilt, heart palpitations, panic attacks, and headaches. And whereas mental illnesses are associated with distress and or problems functioning in social, work, school, or family activities. And whereas although mental illnesses affect people of all ages, students make up a large portion of those affected. And whereas students with mental health and learning disorders, including autism and anxiety, can often lead to a rise in dropout rates, youth in special education are at a higher risk, with more than 77,000 students in special education whom received suspensions and expulsions for more than 10 cumulative days of the year. And whereas since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic, concerns of mental illness mental health and disorders have increased, with a significant rise in the number of cases of anxiety and depression, including thoughts of suicide or self-harm. And whereas Americans have been harshly affected mentally throughout the course of the pandemic by suffering with bereavement, isolation, overworking, stress over school, loss of income, and fear of triggering mental health conditions or exacerbating existing ones. And whereas on average, 18.8% of high school students are suffering with mental health issues due to the onset of virtual learning. And whereas although the diagnosis of either depression or anxiety among students of ages 6 to 17 years old increased in 8.4% in the past year, students are provided with, thank you, limited resources from educational institutions, and no action has been taken to address this health crisis. And whereas many students do not have access to mental health resources and often face barriers to receive assistance to address mental health concerns, including a hesitation to seek assistance to the social stigma associated with seeking help. Now therefore be it resolved that the Wayne County Youth Commission Youth Council on this first day of April 2021 recognizes that students are not receiving the support and resources they need from educational institutions to address their mental health concerns. And be it further resolved that the Wayne County Commission Youth Council requests that educational institutions provide more mental health resources to promote mental illness, including to allow group therapy and peer counseling sessions, to dedicate specific days to educate the community about mental health issues and to inform the community about resourceful and strategic methods to manage one's mental health, and to help students cope with mental illnesses. And be it further resolved that the Wayne County Commission Youth Council urges the Wayne County Commission to support this resolution and to advocate for programs and resources that provide educational opportunities and services regarding mental health in students and the community at large. And be it further resolved that the Wayne County Commission Youth Council send this resolution memorializing its request to the Wayne County Commission and all boards located within Wayne County, Michigan. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a wonderful presentation. Again, we are so proud of all of the members. At the very bottom of that resolution was the logo that the students or members of the council came up with. And Morgan Porter, my appointee, I am so proud of her, and her logo was voted on, and that's the one that they're going to move forward with. So thank you all again for attending the meeting today. We would also like to invite all of the youth members and also the commissioners to our last day celebration, which is May 22nd and around 12 noon, but more details of that will be sent to you as soon as we have everything confirmed. But you're welcome to attend as well.
All right. Thank you so much. This was awesome. And I want to give a big shout out and congratulations and thank you to Commissioner Monique Baker McCormick. This was her baby and she came in and got it done. And I am so proud of the work that you've done with these awesome young people. Thank each and every one of our young people who are on the line today. You all are awesome. As you stated, Commissioner, our future is bright with these wonderful, intelligent, awesome young people. I'm just so happy that we were able to get this off the ground. And I'm sure for years and years to come, the Wayne County Commission Youth Council is going to be a force to be reckoned with for our young people going forward. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Commissioner Baker McCormick. Thank you to each and every young person on the line today. And I know we have some commissioners who would like to speak as well. Commissioner Varga.
Thank you. That was excellent. I am so proud of everyone. And I was wondering if I do have two young persons coming in next year, Francisco Hernandez and Sarah McNichol. And I was wondering if I could invite them to that final celebration this year so they know what to look forward to for next year.
I wouldn't see any problem with it. I think Chair Bell is helping with that whole process, so it wouldn't be a problem, would it?
No, that'll be fine.
Commissioner Bell? Okay.
Yep, that'll be fine. Yep. Thank you.
Just an introduction so they don't get, so they'll get a flavor for it, so they'll be more anxious to start here.
Absolutely.
Thank
That's
you so much.
awesome. Thank you so much. And go ahead, Commissioner, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And for those commissioners who weren't able to appoint someone in this inaugural class, please start thinking of a young person for our next council, which will begin in September, Commissioner Baker McCormick?
Yes, September, each member gets 2 appointees. And that appointee can stay until they graduate, or you can, you know, choose another appointee each year, but we each get 2 youth members.
Fantastic. Well, this was awesome. And again, I just want to thank you, Commissioner Baker McCormick, for getting this off the ground and for facilitating this and your hard work and meeting with the young people once a month in the evening time. And thank the young people for coming up on their own an issue that they thought was important to them as young people. And mental health, as you know, especially in this virtual world and in our isolation that we've been in, is so important to address. And this is something that they wanted to share and make public and come up with some solutions at how to address mental illness. Commissioner Dobb, I said you have your hand up, and then Commissioner Kinlock.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I just had a quick question for Commissioner Baker McCormick. For next year, do you plan on holding the Youth Council via remote through Zoom, or do you want the kids to meet in person?
So next year, we will have in-person meetings. That is the hope. But since we have this technology, I think it's
hybrid, maybe
do a combination.
Yes, a combination of both, and I think it works well so that students don't have to actually meet in person and travel and coordinate all of that. So yes, we'll do a combination of both.
Great, thank you.
Commissioner Kinlock.
Yes, Madam Chair, I'm absolutely excited about the work that these young people have embarked on. It's always important for us as elected leaders to reach back and to groom the next generation. And what I was going to say is that the content in this resolution is just so clear and concise. I would like to have a copy of that resolution to be transmitted to the Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network board. I think that that organization absolutely should consider some of the suggestions and see whether or not there's any resources or any insight that they could probably lend to the items that have been listed in the resolution.
That's a great suggestion. I think we should do that as well.
Thank you,
yes.
Commissioner. Commissioner Baydun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to take this opportunity to thank Commissioner Baker McCormick for taking the lead on this great endeavor. Thank you for all you have done. And I want to thank all the students who have participated in the Youth Commission Council. Thank you again, Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And, you know, my hopes is that as we go along with this, that we'll be able to sponsor them to the NACO Legislative Conference. There are a few other youth councils across the country, and sometimes they attend and they participate in the workshops. So I think that's a goal that we would like to strive for, to having them travel to DC to participate and see what government looks like and how policies are made and all the issues that are tackled at the national level. So I have high hopes for this organization. And again, I want to thank Commissioner Baker McCormick for bringing this to fruition. With that, are we all set, Commissioner?
Yes, we are.
Okay, and again, thank the young people for taking time out of their spring break to join us for this meeting this morning. You all did a fabulous job. Thank you so much for your willingness to participate in this inaugural Wayne County Commission Youth Council. All right, thank you. Next item, please, Madam Clerk.
So, Chair, do you want to receive and file their
Yes,
resolution?
please.
Move to receive and file.
Support.
It's been moved to receive and file. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Anyone wish to abstain? Okay.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Item number 3 is a resolution by Commissioner Baker McCormick recognizing the importance of mental health among the youth in Wayne County and supporting the Wayne County Commission Youth Council's resolution and its efforts in seeking educational opportunities and programs to address mental health for youth.
Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move support of the resolution, this resolution in support of the Youth Council resolution so that it is disseminated to all of the educational institutions throughout Wayne County so that they understand the importance of mental health to our young people and also that they acknowledge the Wayne County Commission Youth Council's resolution.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported. Discussion, Commissioner Kinlock.
Yes, I would like to ask the motion maker, would you have a problem with adding that a copy of that be sent over to the Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network board and to the president?
No problem. Yes, we can definitely add that to the resolution.
Okay, it's been moved and supported. Any further discussion on item number 3? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? Commissioner Baker McCormick, do you mind adding all the commissioners to this resolution or opening up the board for commissioners who want to co-sponsor
I
this
hope that
resolution?
you would be a co-sponsor. So yes, definitely open it up.
The board is now open for co-sponsors. If you wish to co-sponsor this resolution, please say aye.
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 Commissioner Scott.
Okay, anyone wish to not be on the resolution? Okay, all commissioners are added to the resolution.
Duly noted.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Next item, please.
We are moving to the addenda for item number 4, a resolution by Commissioners Baydoun and Hodges recognizing the decades of contributions from the Arab American community in Wayne County, the state of Michigan, and the United States, and proclaiming April 2021 as Arab American Heritage Month and acknowledging their efforts that make Wayne County vibrant and diverse.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Allow me, please, to make a few remarks on this Arab American Heritage Month. Millions of Arab Americans throughout the United States recognize April as Arab American Heritage Month. Arab Americans celebrate this month to recognize our rich culture and achievements throughout the United States. Since Arab Americans began immigrating to our country in the late 1800s, they have been making valuable contributions to our healthcare, education, law, business, and many other fields that make our country vibrant. Wayne County is home to the largest concentration of Arab Americans in the United States. And during this time, hate and bigotry are so easily spewed. And it's important to take time this month to recognize the accomplishments and contributions by Arab Americans in the United States. My plan this month was to highlight few prominent Arab Americans who have paved the way and worked tirelessly throughout the state of Michigan and have paved the way for many of us, this next generation. But this year, in light of the ongoing pandemic, what I will do is I did last year. I will recognize the thousands of Arab American medical professionals across our country. You know, there are thousands of Arab American doctors, nurses, and healthcare professionals who are putting their lives on the line to fight this invisible enemy. And I would like to take this time to celebrate them as we recognize April as Arab American Heritage Month. And with us in this Zoom meeting today, there are few proud Arab Americans who have been on the forefront during this pandemic, like my good friend Asad Turfi, Chief of Staff for the Wayne County Executive, Mr. Evans, Mike Jaffer, Chief of Operation for the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, Sam Jaffer, Deputy Director of Homeland Security, Khalil Rahal, Assistant County Executive, Danielle El-Zayat, the Chief of Staff for Wayne County Homeland Security, and Wafa Dinero, Director of Economic Development, and last but not least, our good friend Sumaya Harb, Director of Administration for the Wayne County Sheriff's Office. Our culture teaches us strong family values, vibrant work ethic, dedication to education, and diversity in faith. And we are taught to use these values to strengthen our democracy and join all Americans in their desire to produce a peaceful and diverse society. I would like to ask all of my colleagues to please join me in celebrating April as Arab American Heritage Month and to recognize the contributions by Arab Americans throughout Wayne County and the United States. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Commissioner. I'll ask Commissioner Haydus for words at this time.
Well, I think from my heart, I agree with Commissioner Baidoun and everything he mentioned, and those names who really work in Wayne County and prove themselves as a quality public servant. So I want to thank them too, and thank Wayne County Commission for considering this resolution. We all end together on everything in this country. We might be different color, different religion, different culture, but we all a human being, we brother and sister, and we hope to enhance our relationship and create a great understanding to send the message to those who really fell behind and commit some crime, and send the message loud and clear that America, it's for all, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. With that,
Madam Chair.
one of you like to move for approval?
I will move.
Sure,
you
Commissioner
move it,
Basham, before we
I
move
just
for
like-
approval.
On behalf of the Arab American community, I'd just like to say shukran.
Shukran Mufawad Basham. Shukran Mufawad Basham.
Thank you, Commissioner Basham. Is there a motion?
So moved.
For approval, Madam Chair.
And support.
Moved by Commissioner Baidoun, supported by Commissioner Haydus. Any discussion, any further discussion on this item? Thank you, commissioners, for bringing this to us. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? Okay, very good.
Motion carries.
Motion carries. Thank you so much. Okay, next item, Madam Clerk.
We are returning to page 2 of the agenda, reports from committees. We are on report A from the Committee on Public Services. There are 9 items listed on pages 2 through 5 of the agenda.
Commissioner Marecki.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to move to receive and file number 1 and move approval for items 2 through 9 and make Commissioner Daub the maker of the motion on item 2.
Support. And I like to be the motion maker on item 7, Madam the Chair.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, any discussion on the items in the Public Services report?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Anderson and Commissioner Basham.
Yes, I'd like to be the maker of the motion. Let's see, we're still on public services, right, cops?
Yes.
Okay, on item 5.
Item 5,
No problem.
Chair, thank you.
okay. Commissioner Basham?
In that vein, I'd like to be the maker of the motion for item number 4, if that's okay.
Yep, that's okay. Yeah, there's a lot of park stuff coming through, so keep an eye on that the next couple meetings. Yep,
All
no
right.
problem.
Any further discussion on the public services report? Okay, hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadis,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Morecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. Next item, please.
We are moving to report B from the Committee on Ways and Means. There are 10 items listed on pages 5 through 7 of the agenda.
Okay, Commissioner Varga?
Thank you. I move approval of the entire report.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported. Any discussion on the items on the Ways and Means report?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Kinlock?
Yes, I would like to be the maker of the motion on item number 4.
Okay,
Thank you.
only for you. No.
All right, any other discussion on the Ways and Means report?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Varga?
we had an extensive report from our CFO during the meeting, and we're well informed of where the dollars have gone for prior funding for the pandemic. And I did ask that everyone receive that and looking at it, because I'll have the report in your email that we received during our Ways and Means. So it's got graphic, it's very well done and very easily understood. So I encourage everyone to look at that for the last round, and we're looking forward to discussing the next round of funding.
I'm gonna take them out in a minute. Let them enjoy it.
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, I would ask everyone, please review that and help formulate your thing that you may want to see for this next round of funding. So thank you, Commissioner Varga. Okay. And did we vote?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so roll call vote on the Ways and Means report.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadis,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Morecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. Next item, please.
We're on report C from the Committee on Audit. There is one item listed.
Okay, Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to make a motion to receive and file that one item.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported to receive and file the AG's report. And hopefully everyone had an opportunity to read that report. And let me just sidebar and say that the Auditor General does an awesome job in providing information for all of us. So I'm hopeful that everyone reads these detailed, informative reports that her office provides to us. I would like to take a roll call vote on this receive. I'm sorry, not a roll call, but a voice vote on this receive and file action for audit. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? Thank you.
Motion carries.
Next item, please.
We're on report D from the Committee on Public Safety, Judiciary, and Homeland Security. There are 11 items listed on pages 7 through 10 of the agenda.
Commissioner Clark Coleman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move receive and file for item number 1, and the remaining items move approval.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported. Any discussion on the public safety items? Any discussion?
Can we scroll down, please?
Sure. Octavius, can scroll down a bit. All right. Okay, items 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11.
and 11. Okay. Any questions on the items on public safety? Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadis,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. Next item.
We're moving to report E from the Committee on Government Operations. There are 4 items listed on pages 10 and 11 of the agenda.
Commissioner Dahl.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to move item 1 for receive and file and items 2 through 4 for approval.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any discussion on the government operations report? Let's scroll down a bit, please. Okay. Any questions on government operations? Okay, hearing none. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadis,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, Commissioner Baker McCormick, you had a question?
Yes, well, not a question. I just wanted to let the youth council members know that all of the committee work has been, all of the items have been done and vetted in the committees. So we're just simply voting on those items. Just so that they understand what we're doing right now. We've already done the due diligence before this meeting, so just want to let them know that.
Thank you. That's very important to know for those who are tuning in for the first time that everything was vetted in committee and they come to full board for final disposition. Thank you, Commissioner. Next item, please.
We're on report F from the Committee on Senior Citizens and Veterans Affairs. There is 1 item listed.
Okay, Martha G. Scott.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is for the Western Wayne County downriver area seniors, and it's just a change from the contract for 2 years, doing 1 year at a time. And it's for Valley Services, it's for their food contract. And this is the congregate meals.
Okay, great. Is there support?
Support.
Madam-
Moved and support discussion.
Yeah, under discussion, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Basham.
Thank you. And how could you not support it? But the question I have, and I'm a serious question, is why does it take 6 months for a routine contract?
Is there someone from the administration who can speak to the retroactive nature of this?
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Senior Services Director Lisa Whitmore Davis. Good morning,
Can
Commissioner.
you turn your volume up, please, Ms. Whitmer Davis?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, good morning,
better,
Ms.
yes.
Davis. Thank you.
Good morning and thank you. I apologize for the technical difficulties. To the question that the 6 months delay, partially it was also we had to get, they had a change in the name of their company. It was Valley and changing it to Trio, and we had to get the correct documentation from the company to submit to the county. And there was some human error in the processing process, and that contributed to the retroactive nature of this contract. And I extend my regrets and apologies for that. And we are putting processes in place in our department so that will not happen again, to the best of our ability.
Commissioner Basham?
Yeah, just the idea that routine contracts like this, should not be 6 months retroactive. And I will not get off of paying attention to retroactive contracts, how we should avoid as many as possible. When we get comfortable as commissioners on retroactive contracts, they tend to go up and up and up. And so I'm just letting you know that this one commissioner is complaining about retroactive contracts, especially routine contracts. But thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any further discussion on the Senior Citizens and Veterans Affairs Committee? Okay, hearing none, let's do a roll call vote because this is a contract. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes.
Basham,
Reluctant, yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadis,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Vice Chair Palomero?
Are you muted? No?
Vice Chair Palomero? Okay. Keep going, Madam Clerk.
Chair Bell,
Yes,
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
there you go. All right,
motion carries.
thank you. Okay, we can go to the addenda, please.
Okay, we are moving, so you want to go to new business?
Yes, please.
We are moving to the addenda, new business. Item number 1 is requesting commission approval of amendment number 2 to a cooperative purchase agreement with a 1-year option to renew between the Charter County of Wayne and Guidehouse LLP.
Okay, these are 2 items for new business are on for today. They are time sensitive. Who would like to speak to the first one?
Madam Chair, I'm happy to do so. This is Huey Newsom. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yes,
Can you hear
Mr.
me?
Newsom. Yes,
Good.
sir.
Excellent. Yes, I will be presenting on the Guidehouse contract and also the agreement contract as well.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and for your discussion and explanation of this, please.
Right. So what I'd like to do is just give a kind of a brief explanation of what has transpired up to this point, what the game plan is going forward from here, and what the long-term plan is. I think everyone knows and is familiar with Guidehouse's work in helping us deal with our COVID response, not just the CARES Act money last calendar year to this calendar year, but also a lot of other grants and helping us develop a strategy for how we're going to manage that money, compliance and reporting on the back end, helping us also put strategies together in regards to the small business grant program, the $50 million grant program, the nonprofit grant program, as well as the Wayne Cares project as well. That was a success last calendar year. Since then, obviously, the CARES Act money is expiring, and we're anticipating additional monies coming in from the ARP. We want to keep Guidehouse here. This $1.5 million is a combination of two things. One, the $750,000 that is dedicated to help with FEMA. Right now, the lion's share of our FEMA activities are around, and you all will see next week a budget adjustment that will be about forward to you. That's going to show that we were awarded $72 million, actually $36 million in the first tranche for FEMA grant to help with the vaccine program. With that being said, what we're doing is working with Guidehouse to help us administer that money. In addition to that, there's another $750,000 that is pulled out of what's left of the CARES Act money that can continue to help us with compliance and oversight and reporting. As you know, the expiration date for that money was extended until December 31st of 2021. The strategy here also, I have to admit, is to keep Guidehouse here to maintain that presence, to help us continue to build our compliance and reporting and monitoring of this money as we expect the American Recovery Plan money to come in to hit the books probably in the next 30 to 45 days. And this is kind of some money to keep them working on helping us nail down and finish the reporting on the CARES Act money, as well as helping us stand up the vaccine program that is FEMA funded. So with that, I will open it up to any questions.
Any questions on this Guidehouse contract? Any questions on the Guidehouse contract? And the term of this agreement is through June of 2021. So I suspect we'll probably see another amendment at some point to go past June. Is that safe to say, Mr. Newsom?
That's correct, Madam Chair. And again, that next agreement in theory will be funded primarily, if not exclusively, with ARP money, the American Rescue Plan money, which would and that agreement would focus on helping us to manage that monies that we were awarded, but we haven't received the funding yet or an agreement. We just know from the announcement from the federal government that money is coming.
Okay. Again, any questions on item 1 under new business, the Guidehouse contract? Okay.
I do want to say,
sure,
if I may, Madam, one other thing I do want to make perfectly clear that, again, county money is not being utilized. County money is not being utilized on any of these contracts. This is all 100% grant funded, either through FEMA, the original CARES money, and eventually the ARP money that will come from the federal government, hopefully beginning of May, end of April.
Okay. Okay, hearing no questions on item 1. Item 2, if you could read that, Madam Clerk.
Item number 2 is requesting commission approval of a cooperative agreement with one-year option to renew between the Charter County of Wayne and the Reaming Group, LLC.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Newsom.
Yes, I humbly ask commissioners to support this particular project, this particular agreement. I do want to give a little bit of background on it and make sure that there's some things that may not have been clear in some previous discussions. In Ways and Means last week, we did approve a budget adjustment to fund the fiscal 21 portion of this contract. We also talked about the agreement in general. I want to make it clear that we have an acting budget director after we lost Kevin Haney through retirement, and then we lost Kelly Rao, who moved on. So we do have an acting budget director, and she will remain the acting budget director. What we need, though, is leadership, if you will, additional leadership if Kevin is going to truly retire. Kevin has told us that Kevin has done quite a bit of work as a project consultant, not just in an advisory role, but also, I would say, in a working role. He's been doing a lot of heavy lifting, if you will, in terms of overseeing, guiding, and directing the budget analysts that are working within the budget division. And Kevin, of course, has told us that he wishes to take a step back, and that's fair because he did retire from the county last year. With that said, we're in there are a couple of things that are happening that are super critical in budget division. Obviously, we're in the height of budget season. We need to present the budget, the recommended budget to the county, to the commission in June. But in addition to that, and this is something that is so important to the future of not just the budget division, but also M&B. The county has invested over $30 million, or will be investing over $30 million in time into this new ERP system. One of the key things that we want to do is really focus on how we do our work, not just doing the work, but how we do our work, and make sure that we have best-in-class processes and procedures in place. And that was one of the reasons for seeking outside support, consultative support in the form of Riemann. The expectation of Riemann is to provide guidance and recommendations to me as CFO, obviously also to the acting budget director, but definitely in a consultative role to help us really build out how that ERP is going to live, as opposed to us executing all of our activities kind of in Excel. A lot of tribal knowledge, a lot of things that have that Kevin has developed in terms of work papers and procedures, that needs to now migrate from somewhere and live in the ERP as much as possible. We can optimize technology. So that is one of the critical things here. And the third thing I want to bring up and I want to make perfectly clear is the expectation is that Riemann comes in, helps us to define how this works in the system, document procedures and processes, but then move on and groom a permanent budget director, whether that be somebody within the budget division currently, or if that's someone that we hire in. We were unable to hire, we swung and missed, if you will, because of some challenges with making the salaries work. We swung and missed, if you will, with a couple of well experienced budget directors. We want to be in a situation where if we have to groom somebody and develop somebody, they're not asked to come in, not only try and understand how the county's budget works, how our 47 adopted funds work, define a process that's going to, define business requirements that are going to live in the new system, and then also train the budget analysts and other administrative staff on how this works. I think if we have a kind of a bridge to get us to the point, I hate to say the words clean up or define how budget's going to work post our 16-year veteran, after our 16-year veteran, whoever the new budget director is going to be is going to have a much higher chance of success. So I appreciate you all considering this, and I'm happy to answer any questions and concerns.
Okay, thank you for those explanations. Of course, I understand we're trying to fill in the gap with Riemann, but I will take you at your word that we are actively searching for a budget director so that we won't have a contract like this again. So whatever we need to do to make that happen, please keep us abreast of that, if it's salaries, whatever it is, because I think that's an important position that we have to have here in the county. So thank you for those explanations. I see a hand by Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Newsom, I just wanted to ask you, one of the things I had asked for when we had the discussion about this in Ways and Means was some additional information about how many people were in management budget office, as well as you mentioned there's an acting director right now, and I don't know that I've ever seen the name of the acting director. Did commission get notified who that was?
She has, I can't remember if she was presented to commission or not, but I know she's been active on calls, probably not as active as me, but she's been active on calls. Her name is Vanita Terry. She's an appointee that was hired by the county as the assistant division director for budget, or the assistant budget director, if you will, back in March of 2020.
Okay.
And go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying that I don't recall us even getting notification. There was a change. I know many times we just hear things secondhand or whatever, and I would like to see that we get a better level of communication coming from the executive's office on those important positions, especially when there is a change in personnel. And do you have a timeline that you anticipate that the position will be filled?
Actually, I do. I have a couple of things. I don't know if I can share my screen, Pam, or not. Is that possible?
Yes, Octavia, can you enable screen sharing, please?
Yes, one moment, please. May you please try sharing your screen?
Let me try now. Okay, let me see if I can do this. So here. So what I'd like to do is just kind of show a couple of things. I know, Commissioner, you had asked for, I meant to send this to all the commissioners, so I apologize you don't have it in an email. I'm happy to send it to you, but I think you can see, on the screen a couple of things. First of all, you see the historic tracking of budgeted positions versus actual positions. 26, and we're trending higher. Obviously, the 2021 is mid-year. Some of these are mid-year anyway, but you see where the variance is getting larger and larger. So I didn't want to share that with you. And then on top of that, I will show this. I know you had also asked for this as well. We are targeting, by charter, we have to get you all the recommended budget by June of 21 for fiscal 22. Okay, you adopt in August. Hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, maybe it slips to December. If we have a new, I don't want us to go past January of 22 to hire someone new, because I need that person to have a handoff from Riemann, as much of a chance to get as familiar as possible. Really, the sweet spot, if you will, is going to be October to December. To make that even more clear, we haven't talked a lot about the ERP. You all know what's going on. I think there's a contract that'll be that you will review next in full board next week, or should be reviewed next week. For the ERP, the business requirements are to be locked in July of this year for a launch in July. I don't know if you can see my screen. For a launch in July of 22. So in theory, if you have your processes defined by July of 21, someone can come in, have a great enough chance to really understand what those business requirements like, even if it slips a few months, understand what that looks like in October. And then you get to a point, again, they have as much of a ramp up so that they can own the testing and the SIT, which is system testing, and the user acceptance testing from January on into July. So in theory, that's kind of the sweet spot for me. I wouldn't want it to slip past January, because now you're getting to a point where somebody new has to come in and understand things under fire, which is ERP launch, all the testing required for ERP launch on top of making sure that we have the fiscal 23 budget done. So to me, the sweet spot is going to be, the last 3 months of the calendar year.
Right. Okay. Yeah. The reason I made the point is that I'm just, concerned that with all the movement around with the budget director's position and what has happened, transpired over the last few years is very troubling and concerning as far as the finances of the county, and basically getting someone in that place is in that position is very important. But that's all I have. I will support it this time because I think we have no choice. But and we don't want to leave you hamstrung as far as what you need to get this budget to the commission. But I guess wanted to state my concern about where we're at right now, and that we are in a better position very soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Varga.
Thank you. I just wanted to let members know that I fully support approving this today. We are going to work very closely with Mr. Newsome in trying to stay on top of the personnel that we need. They desperately need more staff in MNB, and we're working as hard with them as we can, but you can't make people take a job. So I don't know what that will do, but whatever it takes, Mr. Newsome understands that our committee is willing to support that, to fill those positions.
Definitely appreciate that, Commissioner. Definitely appreciate that.
Thank you, Commissioner Varga. Are there any other questions on number 2? Any other questions on new business item number 2? Okay, hearing none, I entertain a motion for item 1 and 2 on a new business.
Cindy posted that, of course.
It's moved by Commissioner Vargas. The support.
Move approval.
Support. It moved and supported. We'll do a roll call vote on new business items 1 and 2. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadis,
Yes.
Commissioner Colleen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Morecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero, Vice Chair Palomero, Chair Bell,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero. Motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Back to the original agenda, please.
We'll return to page 12 of the agenda, upcoming committee and task force meetings.
Okay, please note all of the meetings. If there are any changes, please alert the clerk.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I have a question. You mentioned we're going to have the committee of the whole on April 13th. I just want to verify my calendar here. Is the next one after that on May 6th? The next committee of the, I mean, full board. I'm
Next full
sorry.
board. Yeah, yes, it is May 6th.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'd just like to announce that our next audit meeting will be canceled.
Okay. Thank you. The clerk will note. Any other questions
Yes.
on the upcoming meetings?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I also would like to, I know it's on the calendar today for upcoming meeting, the Special Committee on the Criminal Justice Complex for the 13th, and that'll be postponed also till the
Okay.
next one. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next item.
Public comments.
Okay. Anyone on Zoom or on the telephone who wish to give comments to the Wayne County Commission?
Commission Chair Bell, this is Jerry Bingaman from Golden Dental.
Good morning.
Good morning. How is everybody today?
Good, how are you? Everyone will have 2 minutes for public comments. Go ahead, Mr. B.
I just want to thank you for allowing Golden Dental to continue to serve. We've been with the county for over 30 years. I've been affiliated with the county for over 50, and it's my honor and I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good seeing you. Thank you for
Thank you,
your
Gary.
comments.
Good to be seen. Thank you.
Any other public comments at this time, either on the phone or on Zoom? Any public comments on the phone or on Zoom? Is everyone unmuted so that they can speak if they need to?
Yes, Chair.
Okay. Public comments? Okay, hearing none. I know, Madam Clerk, you have a couple to read into the record. These are public comments that were emailed to the clerk. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Sarah Hacker. I dropped off all of my CPL paperwork and had fingerprints done and everything on January 22nd, 2020, and have yet to receive anything. I went to the county clerk in Wayne County on Henry Ruff, despite various voicemails that I have left this year and last, and their machine promising someone will contact me. I have heard absolutely nothing regarding this. I was wondering if you had any sort of information on what I can do or who to contact. Any information you have would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. This is from Jason Hopelich. I have an appointment May 6th. I've been waiting since July. A friend's appointment was in August and he was already seen and got his certificate. How did he jump ahead of me? Can you please contact me? This is from April Pope. Hello, I have tried for several weeks getting an appointment and the website still says it is unavailable, being updated with no date of when it will be. Any information on this? This is from Kurt Horvath. I am very frustrated about not being able to renew my CPL license in Wayne County. All I need is a PIN number to re-app, but the county won't send me one, and there's no way to contact anyone about it. If the clerk can issue marriage licenses, it can surely reissue CPLs. Marriage is nice, but unlike a CPL, it is not a constitutional issue. This is from Tim Johnson. I'm trying to schedule an appointment for my CPL permit application at the clerk's office. No one calls back and they don't answer the phones. Any solutions? That was the last one, Madam Clerk, Chair.
Thank you. And I did ask that the clerk forward those emails to the clerk's office. Okay, that concludes public comments. Next item.
We are on page 12 of the agenda, testimonial resolutions and certificates of appreciation. There are 2 items listed.
Okay, is there a motion for the 2 items?
Move for approval, Madam Chair.
The support?
Support.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? Okay, next item.
Motion carries. We are on page 13 of the agenda, memoriams. There is 1 name listed.
Okay. This is all commissioners. Again, Commissioner Haydos, we send our sincerest condolences to you and your family on the loss of your sister. May God continue to bless and keep you all during this difficult time. Is there anyone who would like to speak?
Madam Chair, before I
Commissioner Baydun?
turn it over to Commissioner Hodges, Mrs. Hodges Bazzi lived in Dearborn. She was like my second mother, and I truly lost my second mother. I grew up in Lebanon with her son, who was one of my best friends. She leaves a great family behind on both sides, the Haydous and the Bazzi family. You know, as we all know, she's the sister of our great colleague and friend, Commissioner Haidous. She's also the grandmother of our Solicitor General, Fadwa Hamoud. Just an amazing woman. Again, I just want to express my sincere condolences to my dear friend, Commissioner Haidous, and to the entire family. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Haidous, yes.
Thank you. I really don't have enough word to thank my colleague, the commissioner, the staff, friends and family, and given us the support in a difficult time. I was overwhelmed by the love and the support and the sympathy I receive from everyone. So I like to thank you all in behalf of the family and myself and your support in that difficult time. And I wish you all the best and I pray for you. You'll never go through such tragic moment because loss of loved one, you can't explain. Every one of us in somewhere, somehow in life will experience that. But the thing you never thought you have, the wealth of love and support from the people you work with, the friends, the family, that you find out that it's the best medicine for the pain and the sorrow you have. And I really, truly appreciate all of you. And on behalf of my family, again, thank you.
Thank you. And again, we are continuing to keep you and your family in our prayers.
And the last moment, I want to thank the Sheriff Department and assisting us through the funeral procession. Sheriff Washington and Chief Jafar give us the support and the help in hand to make sure everything went smoothly. And I can't thank them enough for that. They really, truly serving the people of Wayne County in the best way any Sheriff Department could do. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Are there any other names to be lifted up in memoriams? Okay, hearing none, let's take a moment of silence for all that we've lost since our last meeting. Moment of silence, please. Thank you. And we'll continue to keep those that the family of those we've lost due to COVID, because people are unfortunately still dying of COVID-19. So we want to continue to keep them in our prayers as well. Next item, please.
Reconsiderations.
There is one, Commissioner Baydun.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I would like to ask all of my colleagues to be the co-sponsors on the resolution of the Arab American Heritage Month.
Okay, very good. If you'd like to be a co-sponsor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Yeah.
Would not.
Felicia, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Do we have to suspend the rules for that? Because it says at the time of the vote.
Yes, and I was looking for the rule number, but yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So since we all voted in favor, there was no one who voted against it. So we have to suspend the rules that says that you have to be on opposing side for reconsideration. So
moved.
Okay, thank you. Suspend the rules. Support?
Support.
Okay, all in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, back to the reconsideration. Those who would like to be listed as a co-sponsor of April as Arab American Heritage Month, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone who would not? Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.
All commissioners will be listed.
Thank you. Next item.
Remarks by members.
There are any remarks by members at this time? Any remarks by members?
Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead, Commissioner Kenlock.
Madam Chair, I would like to just speak on the record as it relates to the issues that have come up most recently regarding the Detroit Institute of Arts. You have a board made up over 50 individuals, and you also have a secondary board that is made up that basically represents the governing structure of that institution. It's an institution that over the years had been in the headlines for a number of different issues that have been challenging to the broader community, but more specifically challenging to the citizens of the city of Detroit as it was gaffled away from the city's control in the grand bargain. Now we have these concerns that have been raised that have come out from a secretly recorded meeting, secret recording that came from a meeting of the leadership at the Detroit Institute of Arts, basically saying that there was a level of credibility associated with allegations that were made against the leadership at the DIA. Madam Chair, I think, and I would like to request for this body to have on some future agenda, as designated by you, the leadership of the DIA to come before this commission and to explain to us what the heck is going on at the DIA. They have a fiduciary role and responsibility to safeguard both the reputation and the assets of that institution. But in recent reports, we found that they were lacking in both areas of sort. And so I have my own thoughts, and I'll continue to do some review as it relates to what's going on over there. But they need to come to this public body and explain what is going on as it relates to the leadership and guidance and direction over at the DIA.
Thank you, Commissioner. They're scheduled to be at our April 13th meeting. Thank you for that. So we look forward to for us asking questions at that time. Thank you. Commissioner Palomero, Vice Chair Palomero.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. A couple things. When did you say the next committee of the whole was going to be?
April 15th. That's a Thursday.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. And the other matter is, and anyone who's still on this call, if they could answer, I would appreciate it. The most persistent constituent issue that I continue to face, and I suspect that many others continue to face, is this ongoing CPL matter. Has there been an action plan that's ever been formalized? And because I'm at a loss to how to respond to these questions and concerns anymore, and I see some others nodding their head as though they have this same issue that we're hearing from so many people, and I just don't know how to respond anymore. What is going on in addressing?
Okay, I think I lost a little bit. I'll first see if there's anyone on the line from the clerk's office. Is there anyone on the line from the clerk's office? Okay, administration, Mr. Newsom, do you want to address this if you're still here? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the best of my knowledge. There has been some hot new hires. That was an issue as far as the staffing, and I know they've been moving towards some new hires. There's also some movement in looking for a larger space to accommodate more people due to the pandemic and the CDC recommendations. There's only so many people that can be seen. If you've been over to that office, you know it's rather small and they can only see about 4 people per the CDC guidelines. So there is movement on looking at additional space, possibly at 400 Monroe. and there is movement on hiring a different, additional personnel. So I am hopeful that within the next 30 days at the latest, that we should see some movement in moving cases forward that made the schedule way back in December, moving those up and getting a better handle on people being seen more rapidly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Dobb?
Thank you, Madam Chair. To that point, is there any information on when the online scheduler is going to be back online for people to make appointments with the clerk's office to get a CPL application processed?
I think that's contingent on the new hires. So once the new hires are up and trained, if I'm not mistaken, then the system will come back up so those persons can handle that portion. Commissioner Vargas, do you have any additional information?
Thank you. We approved the money for the personnel, so hopefully that will be coming ASAP. But the clerk has instructed that if anyone contacts us, to direct them straight to her office via email. So that's the best information I can give you, is to forward all emails to her in her office. I have talked to Dwayne recently, and who is the clerk's staff, and they are moving forward with the plans. So help should be on the way. Also, we have to recognize that the state police site is down sometimes, and that also adds to the issue, because then they have to reschedule other people who were scheduled for that day. So it's really a problem. I have suggested to several people, and I'll take the blame for it, but to go to the legislature and try to get relief in the way that the clerk has to do the CPL, and perhaps make it a either or with the assistance of the sheriff or some other way, because what we have currently with the state law, when they changed the state law, that's when this all became an issue. Prior to that, we were just fine. So we may need some legislative relief as well, and I'm pursuing that. But I have not talked to the clerk about it. I see it as a problem, and I just asked several legislators to consider making that, going back to the old system, or in some fashion give some relief in not only the clerk being able to certify the applicants, raise your hand and all of that, but maybe someone else could do it. Maybe the people who would be the ones who are doing the background checks at the police department, maybe they could have a notary. Maybe the clerk could have an understanding, if allowed by state law, to have them do some of this, and then move the paperwork forward to her to move to the state police. So it's a very complicated issue, and I don't think one entity can deal with all of this service requests for CPL in a timely manner. So we do need relief for the clerk, and so I'm hoping that oh, and Mr. Seals is.
Yes. Yep. After you're done, I'm going to let Mr. Seals respond.
I'm done.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mr. Dwayne Seals, you're on the line.
Yes, I am, Madam Chair.
Hello. How are you, sir?
Okay, how are you doing?
Great. Just an update on the operations of the clerk's office as it relates to CPL.
Yes, Madam Clerk has been working very diligently as far as solving this issue. As you know, this issue didn't come about until the COVID-19, when the pandemic and the CDC guidelines came into place. She immediately came and requested a as far as more space, recognizing the guidelines require a certain amount of space between customers, so therefore they cannot just come in and gather as they used to. They have to be spaced out, therefore they have to have some type of appointment. Right now, the clerk has actually implemented almost a 12-hour system, almost 6 days a week. I mean, I know that at least she has, I think she's going with, I think it's 5 days now, she's going with 6, so therefore on Saturday. So from 8 to 8, individuals are allowed to come and working through as far as the backlog of CPL. Again, the biggest problem is not with understanding the process of CPL, or the problem is actually spacing and staffing. As you know, this board has actually appointed or actually funded for 12 CPL employees. Currently, we only had 5 to 6 employees in the CPL. And the problem seems to be with recruiting. We're not able to recruit the employees to work in CPL. So that's the first issue. And the second issue is spacing. That's been an issue that's been ongoing for some time now. But those are 2 issues. If we were able to get the staffing that was actually funded by this body and also spacing, there would be no problem or backlog in CPL.
And is it my understanding that there were some additional employees added recently?
Yes, those additional employees are for the call center. Those individuals we've asked for, and this body has actually approved those, and we work with the administration. The CFO, Mr. Newsom, is working. Those positions have been approved, and we're trying to bring those on. Those are pretty much, as you know, that we get a number of calls coming through. The treasurer has that, as well as the do it too. The clerk is trying to get her backlog of calls so that we're able to contact or get back to the individuals who call. So those are 2 separate issues. We have a CP issue and also our call center issue.
Okay, and I'm hopeful with the new call center and the employees that we'll be able to address the backlog within about 30 days or so, you think?
Well, again, the problem with the backlog right now, Madam Clerk is running almost a 12-hour shift. And we're having individuals come in all day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So every employee in CPL is working approximately 4 to 5 hours overtime. And then on Saturday, they're coming in to work also. So that issues the CPL. The biggest problem is spacing. We're not able to move. We've talked about a couple areas that we've looked at that we believe will actually allow us to curtail the backlog. We've talked about looking at over 400 Monroe, some areas that we can actually spread out. So now we can bring more people in, therefore we can clear the backlog out.
Okay. All right, thank you. I will stay on top of this situation. Again, I'm hopeful once we get the space piece resolved and a few more employees that we can resolve this issue. Thank you, Mr. Seals, for that.
Thank you.
Okay. Hopefully, Commissioner Vice Chair Palomero, that helped with your question and how to address your constituents that have concerns. Okay, any other remarks? You're welcome. Any other remarks by members? Any other remarks by members? Okay, hearing none. Again, our next full board meeting will be on Tuesday, April 13th, with a committee of the whole on the 15th. And again, if there's some items that you wish to have discussed at the committee of the whole, please forward them to me as quickly as you can. We have a couple of commissioners who have already asked me to have some items put on the agenda. So please get that to me quickly. And at this time, hearing no other remarks by members, we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Thank you all so much. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Take care. See you soon.